Hello everybody, my name is Cole Wymore, and today I will be talking about firearm exposure and safety training of Iowa FFA members. Shown on this slide is a chart compiled by the United Nations Office of Drug and Crime showing the countries with the highest civilian firearms per 100 residents. The United States has 120.5 civilian firearms per 100 residents. The next closest country, Yemen, has half that, at 52.8 civilian firearms per 100 residents. Here is a chart showing gun-related death rates in high-income countries. Out of all of these countries, the United States has the highest gun-related death rates, with a homicide rate of 3.5 per 100,000, which is triple that of the next closest country. The suicide rate, at around 6.5 per 100,000, is double that of the next closest country. From 2010 to 2014, there were 13,000 deaths and more than 73,000 injuries due to firearms in youth 19 years and younger. Firearm-related fatalities have become the second leading cause of youth death, falling only behind motor vehicle crashes. Non-fatal firearm injuries occur at about 6 times the rate of fatal ones. A study conducted by the World Health Organization compared the United States to 23 other industrialized countries. The findings of their studies showed that the United States youth aged 5 to 14 had 11 times the firearm-related suicide rate and 12 times the unintentional firearm-related death rate as compared to that of the other 23 industrialized countries. Most pediatric firearm-related hospitalizations and many deaths are not a result of assault or homicide. Data from a study of national inpatient sample from 1998 to 2011 found that approximately 3/5 of firearm-related hospitalizations in children 15 years and younger were not assault-related, but over half of the firearm-related hospitalizations were unintentional. Few studies have examined rural children's exposure to firearms, despite their frequent presence in homes. Firearm training is considered an important aspect of safety and in preventing unintentional firearm injuries and deaths. The objective of this study was to investigate Iowa FFA members' use of firearms and whether they had received safety training. 2019 Iowa FFA Leadership Conference attendees were surveyed at the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital booth. Participants were asked about their use of rifles or shotguns and handguns, including when they first used a firearm. They were also asked about whether they had taken a firearm safety course and how old they were when trained. Descriptive and comparative analysis were performed. The results: 1,382 FFA members completed the survey. Ages ranged from 13 to 18 years old. In regards to where they lived, just over half lived on a farm, just under 1/5 lived in the country but not on a farm, and 29% lived in town. The vast majority of those surveyed had fired a rifle or shotgun, with nearly 3/5 reporting doing so more than 20 times. When participants were asked how many times have you fired a rifle or shotgun, 15% of those surveyed answered between 1 and 5 times, 12% answered between 6 and 20 times, and almost 3/5 answered over 20 times. 15% of those surveyed had never fired a rifle or shotgun. Of those that had fired a rifle or shotgun, nearly 1/3 had done so before they were 9 years old, and nearly 4/5 had done so before they were 13. Some participants had even fired a shotgun or rifle by the time they were 2. The mean age when members had first fired a rifle or shotgun was 9.5 years. Most participants had also fired a handgun, with about 30% having fired a handgun more than 20 times. Almost 1/3 of patients had fired a handgun less than 20 times, and 37% of those surveyed had never fired a handgun. Of those that had fired a handgun, about a third had done so before 11 years of age, and 4/5 had done so before the age of 15. The mean age when members had first fired a handgun was 11.9 years. Males, those 16 to 18, and those living on farms or in the country, had greater percentages that had fired a rifle or shotgun or a handgun, as compared to females, those 13 to 15, and those living in town. Males had higher proportions that had fired a rifle, shotgun, or a handgun more than 20 times, and they had started firing them at younger ages as compared to females. When participants were asked, "Have you ever went hunting with a rifle or a shotgun?" 55% said yes. In regards to the age they first went hunting, nearly a quarter of those that went hunting stated they first did so before they were 9 years old. Nearly half did so before they were 11 years, and nearly 3/4 had gone hunting before the age of 13. Participants were also asked if they had ever carried a firearm with them on an ATV. Just over a quarter of those surveyed said that they had carried a firearm with them on an ATV. 2/3 of those surveyed said that they had not carried a firearm with them on an ATV, and 8% had never been on an ATV. When participants were asked if they had ever taken a formal or certified hunter or firearm safety training course, just over half of those surveyed said they had. In regards to the age they first took a course, 16% had taken a course before they were 12, nearly half when they were 12 or 13, over 1/5 at the age of 14, and the rest took it when they were 15 years or older. Of those that had fired a rifle, shotgun, and/or a handgun, 3/5 had taken a firearm safety training course. Of those that had gone hunting, 4/5 had taken a course. In conclusion, most FFA members have fired rifles, shotguns, and handguns, and many do so at very young ages. Although many have taken a safety training course, there are still significant percentages that have not received this formal training. Rural families should be advised when it is developmentally appropriate to consider introducing youth to firearms and the importance of direct supervision. All youth should take a firearm safety training course before using firearms.